Fluffy Hernandez.
So, you went at Roman Dolidze almost like with no respect for his game.
Been doing this since I was a kid. This is all I know is violence and war, man. Give me a title shot and I promise I'll be the next champ.
Anthony Hernandez has just sent shockwaves through the middleweight division with his dominant performance at UFC Vegas 109 against Roman Dolidze. From the opening bell, he showed a mix of skill, grit, and calculated aggression that left no doubt in the minds of the fans. This was not just a win, it was a statement. And now, with the dust barely settling, the conversation has shifted to whether Fluffy should be next in line for a title shot. In today's breakdown, we will take you inside the mindset, preparation, and attitude that brought Anthony to this moment. We will dissect his post-fight words, analyze the message behind each, and explore why his performance all but demands championship consideration. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like icon, and drop your thoughts in the comments about whether Hernandez should get his shot at the belt. Anthony Hernandez's victory over Roman Dolidze at UFC Vegas 109 was not just another notch on his record. It was a clear, definitive triumph that told the story of a fighter on the rise. Being announced the winner in a high-profile bout is more than just a formality. It is the culmination of months, if not years, of preparation, setbacks, and relentless drive. In this case, it meant that Hernandez had executed his game plan effectively against a dangerous opponent known for his power and unpredictability. Every time the announcer calls a fighter's name as the winner, the crowd's reaction and the fighter's own body language say as much as the judges' scorecards. For Hernandez, this announcement was an audible validation of the sacrifices he has made in his career. It also marks a pivotal point in his trajectory, as defeating a ranked opponent like Dolidze puts him in the conversation for the next big opportunity. The moment of victory is often when a fighter's mind instantly jumps to the future, thinking about how this win positions them for a title shot. And in this case, given the dominance and composure Hernandez displayed, it was not hard for fans and analysts to start wondering if the next step is to challenge for UFC gold.
Anthony Fluffy Hernandez.
When Hernandez reflects on his previous fight, where he went in with torn ribs and had to push through pain just to secure a decision win, you get an inside look at the mentality that drives elite fighters. Competing at the highest level of mixed martial arts with such a significant injury requires immense toughness, but it also limits performance. Hernandez admits that fight was about survival, doing whatever it took to get his hand raised, even if it meant not being able to showcase his full arsenal. That level of frustration is understandable for a competitor of his caliber. Fighters train to impose their will, not just to scrape by. Coming into UFC Vegas 109 healthy, he had a point to prove, not only to the fans and the division, but to himself. The emotional drive from knowing that his last performance was hampered by injury fueled his determination to make a statement this time. It is also worth noting that fighters often measure their success not just by wins and losses, but by how well they executed their style and strategy. For Hernandez, this fight was about erasing the memory of a compromised performance and showing the true extent of his capabilities.
No, man, I was pissed off that my last fight came in with torn ribs and it went to decision. I just had to do what I had to do to win.
This time around, Hernandez made it clear that he wanted to display every weapon in his arsenal. He was not content to just win. He wanted to dominate in every range of combat. Mixing his striking with his mastery of jiu-jitsu allowed him to control the fight in both the stand-up exchanges and on the ground. This adaptability is one of the key qualities that separates contenders from champions. By openly stating that his goal was to showcase his full skill set, Hernandez also set the stage for his call-out for a title shot. In the UFC, it is not enough to quietly stack wins. Fighters often have to seize the microphone and make their case to the matchmakers and fans. Hernandez's statement was a direct appeal to the decision makers, letting them know he is ready and willing to step into a championship bout. It also served as a message to the rest of the division. He can and will fight anywhere the battle goes. In a sport where versatility often decides the outcome, Hernandez's ability to blend striking and grappling fluidly makes his demand for a title shot more than just bravado. It is backed by undeniable proof in the cage.
This time I wanted to come with my hands and wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, show I can do everything. Man, I want to.
Daniel Cormier's observation about Hernandez's approach to Dolidze sheds light on the tactical brilliance behind the performance. Cormier pointed out that Hernandez attacked with zero hesitation, showing no undue respect for his opponent's game, yet still maintained a calculated plan. This is a delicate balance that only seasoned fighters can achieve. Disrespect in this context does not mean recklessness. It means refusing to be intimidated or deterred by the opponent's strengths. Hernandez implemented a strategy where he allowed Dolidze to stand after certain important exchanges, only to wear him down further with relentless pressure. This drowning strategy, as Cormier described it, is a hallmark of fighters who can push a pace that breaks opponents mentally and physically. By constantly forcing Dolidze to work, Hernandez drained his energy reserves, making it harder for him to mount any significant offense. This kind of pressure fighting is exhausting for both athletes, but when executed by someone with Hernandez's conditioning and composure, it becomes a fight-ending weapon. Cormier's praise highlights not only the effectiveness of the plan, but also the intelligence and discipline required to stick to it under live-fire conditions.
So, you went at Roman Dolidze almost like with no respect for his game, but you had a really good game plan. Every time he turned his back, you let him back up, and then you drowned him.
Anthony Hernandez's acknowledgement of his coaches and his own work ethic offers a deep look into the foundation of his success. He makes it clear that his victory did not happen by chance. It was the product of consistent, focused effort and training. When a fighter says they pushed themselves above the limits every single day, it speaks to the unseen grind that takes place in the gym long before fight night. This level of preparation demands not only physical commitment, but also mental resilience. By giving credit to his coaches, Hernandez shows the importance of surrounding yourself with a strong support system that can both challenge and guide you toward your goals. His statement also reveals the depth of his vision. He was not training just to compete, but to realize a specific outcome, the type of win that would push him into title contention. Achieving that kind of vision requires aligning daily actions with long-term goals, something only the most disciplined fighters can maintain. This is why so many champions emphasize preparation as the real battleground, because by the time the cage door closes, the work has already been done. Hernandez's dedication to this process reinforces his case for why he should be fighting for gold next.
Man, I work my butt off. You like that? I work my butt off at Game Fit. My coaches, I push myself to the limit every day.
Hernandez's killer or be killed mindset is one of the most telling insights into his competitive spirit. In combat sports, this mentality often separates those who compete from those who dominate. It reflects a willingness to take risks in pursuit of victory, understanding that holding back can be more dangerous than pushing forward. When Hernandez says, "You either win big or go home empty," he is underlining the high-stakes nature of fighting at this level. There is no room for complacency in the UFC. One bad night can derail years of progress. This mentality also fuels the type of performances that fans remember and matchmakers reward. Fighters who go into the cage with this mindset tend to create moments that define careers: spectacular finishes, relentless pressure, and a refusal to break under adversity. Hernandez embodies this approach, which not only makes him exciting to watch, but also makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone holding the belt. In a sport where careers can be short and opportunities rare, having that kind of fearless commitment can be the difference between being a contender and becoming a champion.
Man, it's war. It's kill or be killed in this place.
When Hernandez says he has been doing this since he was a kid and that all he has ever known is violence and war, it gives context to the raw intensity we see inside the octagon. This is not just a job for him, it is his identity, forged through years of competition and hardship. His demand for a title shot is not born out of arrogance, but from a deep belief that he has paid his dues and earned his moment. Growing up immersed in combat sports often produces athletes with a different kind of toughness, one that cannot be taught in a gym. It is an instinctive understanding of the fight game, the emotional control under pressure, and the ability to adapt mid-battle. Hernandez's confidence that he will be the next champ if given the shot stems from this lifelong immersion in fighting. It is a declaration that he is not only ready for the biggest stage, but that he belongs there. This type of conviction resonates with both fans and promoters, because a fighter who truly believes in their destiny often performs beyond expectations when given the opportunity.
Been doing this since I was a kid. This is all I know is violence and war, man. Give me a title shot and I promise I'll be the next champ.
Anthony Hernandez's UFC Vegas 109 performance against Roman Dolidze was more than a win. It was a statement to the entire middleweight division. Each quote from Hernandez and the commentary around his fight paints a picture of a competitor who has faced adversity, refined his skills, and approached the sport with an unrelenting mindset. From overcoming injuries to showcasing his complete skill set, from executing a flawless game plan to demonstrating unmatched mental toughness, Hernandez has shown every trait of a future champion. His call for a title shot is not just hype. It is backed by proof inside the octagon and a lifetime of dedication outside of it. The UFC thrives on fighters who combine talent with the will to take risks, and Hernandez has both in abundance. The question now is not whether he deserves a title shot, but how soon the promotion will make it happen. If the matchmakers are paying attention, they will see what the fans already know. Anthony Hernandez is ready, and the middleweight championship picture is incomplete without him in it. So hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let the UFC know it is time for Fluffy to fight for gold.